Welcome back. 55.42 on the Nifty at the high point of the day. The Nifty has recovered in the last 30 minutes or so, as some leaks suggest that the March WPI could come in at sub 6%, way better than what the street was estimating. That's the reason why the 10-year now stands at 7.8188. So further softening in the yield and hardening of the bond price. So keep watching that space. And across the board, rate sensitives are doing well. So in the frontliners, you've got a PNB, a Bank of Baroda, State Bank of India. Most of your PSU banking names are up in the green and outperforming with gains of about 2.5%. As you can see, it's rallied in the last 30 minutes or so. And even in the mid-cap side, you've got many of your real estate, the likes of, Akolte Patil, Pars Vinat, etc. These are the stocks which are doing well. So rate sensitives are up in the green, and keep watching that space. But right now, let's turn our attention to Jindal Steel and Power. Ravi Uppal, the MD of the company, now joins us. Afternoon, sir, and thanks so much for joining us. First, could you tell us, has the company taken any price hike in the month of April? And if yes, how much?
Well, yes, we have increased our steel prices anywhere between 500 to 1500 rupees this month. And this is over and above what we did in the month of March.
Okay, last time around, Mr. Uppal, the price hike had to be called off pretty quickly because there was some demand resistance in the industry in general. Is the industry in a position to stomach a price hike now?
Well, first one correction, that we did not call off any price hike. We did the price hike last month.
The industry saw some corrections.
The prices that we had offered in the market.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't catch you.
The industry in December, after a price hike, saw some corrections because the price hike was not was met with demand resistance, we were told. This is not the current hike. I meant 4 months ago. So I'm just asking whether this time around there is...
I was thinking you're talking about the price hike that we announced in the month of March.
No.
We stayed put with the price, the new prices that we announced in the month of March. And again, now in month of April, we find that our costs have increased. The cost of raw materials, coking coal, and the freight within the country has increased. So some duties have increased. In order to make sure that these costs are compensated, we had no option but to hike up the prices of the steel products we are offering in the market.
So this price hike is sufficient to offset any increase in cost pressures? Your margins will be status quo?
Well, that whatever cost hike has taken place, we have increased the prices to that extent. So I don't think that our margins should get affected if we are able to realize the prices that we have increased.
Okay. Can you take us through your capex plans, Mr. Uppal, and more importantly, you're planning a bond issue to finance your capex?
Yeah, well, as far as capex is concerned, that we have a major capex program underway right now, both on the steel side as well as on the power side. As you know, that we have started the phase 2 of the Angul project, and so that investment is underway. That investment program will continue right up to the end of 2015. The phase 2 will be done over the next 2.5–3 years' time. And in parallel with that, we have expansion program which is going on in Oman. We are in the process of commissioning our 2 million ton plant, which should hopefully get on stream by October this year. And apart from steel, we also have a major expansion program in Tamnar power project, where we're in the process of commissioning 4 units of 600 megawatt. And I'm hoping that all the 4 units will get commissioned during the current financial year. That is before April 1st, 2014. So whatever amount of investment is residual now, that investment will be made in the current financial year.
Is the company immediately planning a bond issuance? And if yes, how much would it be? And
well, we have said that in order to meet our sort of expansion needs, we will go with a bond. Tentatively, we have thought that the size of the bond should be about $400 million. Okay. Some weeks ago, we had announced our intention. But the exact timing of this bond, we are yet to fix. We are making investments both in India as well as abroad. So we have some, needs. We have a need for investments outside India. So therefore, we're thinking of going for a $400 million bond issue.
Okay. You also bought a stake in an Australian company, Apollo Minerals. What was the amount?
Well, as far as Apollo Minerals is concerned, that we have invested in the iron ore part of that company. What we have come to understanding with Apollo is that we'll break up the company in two parts. One of them is dealing with the iron ore, and the second one is non-iron ore minerals. Our interest is basically in the iron ore related, where we have offered to invest about $10 million. That will get us more than 50% share in that company. So that is the sort of offer that we have made to them.
And what about Odisha's mining ore itself? There was some news about the Shah Commission perhaps looking for limits and caps in that state as well. You have any problem with iron ore supplies from that state?
Well, as far as about Shah Commission you're mentioning, I'm not aware of anything that you mentioned just now. As far as we are concerned, we are all set to get our Angul Phase 1 and Phase 1 commissioned, which basically means that we are waiting for our final execution lease to come in our hands. I'm quite optimistic. It's just a matter of a couple of weeks before we should be able to start our mining operations.
Okay.
So that I like to believe is around the corner.
Okay. The company had also, post the open offer for Gujarat NRE Coke's Australian subsidiary, you'll manage to increase your stake only to up to 31.5%, as opposed to your intent or your wish to, get a majority stake. Could you tell us the plans now? Are you looking, how are you looking to acquire majority, controlling stake in Gujarat NRE Coke's Australian subsidiary?
Well, before I can answer that, I think it's important for you to understand the equity structure of this company as it exists now. We have about 31.5% in this company, and Gujarat NRE holds about 64%, and the balance 4.5% is with the public at large. And when we made the open offer last time, we made an offer to the existing shareholders as well. But so far, we have been able to come only up to 31.5%. Our offer still remains open. And we are quite open. If anybody wants to, sell their equity shares in full or in part, I think we as a company are very open to the idea. So given a choice, we would definitely like to sort of enhance our holding in this company. This company holds, certain value for us. It's of direct relevance to us because it produces coking coal, a very good quality coking coal, for which we ourselves are a potential buyer. We already actually have placed an order for almost 1 million ton of coking coal from this company.
So is it under consideration to increase the price at which you're willing to acquire further stake?
Well, as you know that we made an open offer last time. We offered a very good price to the potential shareholders, and we got a good response. But now, the amount of a shareholding in the market is very limited, just about 4.5%. But the major holding is by the promoters of Gujarat NRE. So if they are willing to sort of offload any part of their equity, we'll be happy. We're quite open-minded. But as of this moment, we have 31.5%, and we're quite happy with the response that we got last time.
Well, since some of your capex is about to be commissioned anytime now, you have the entire year to take advantage of it. Can you give us an idea of what your volume growth and maybe even revenue growth will be in FY14?
Well, that so far we were producing about 3.5 million tons of steel. And the year 13-14 is an important year for us because two of our major units will be getting commissioned. The first is Angul Phase 1. Where a part of the capacity is already commissioned. Our plate mill is commissioned, and the other units upstream, the SMS shop and DRI units and the coal gasification units, they should get commissioned the next 6 months' time. So that's one unit which will bring us additional capacity of 1.8 million tons. And in addition to that, our SMS shop in Oman will also get commissioned by early October. That will bring us another 2 million tons. So this essentially means that during the year 13-14, we will be doubling our steel production capacity as a group, and it will go beyond 7 million tons. I think that which is a landmark, major landmark for us as a company.
Okay. You don't see any problems in terms of gas availability?
Well, that the gas is being used by us in case of Oman. So we have enough gas there to help us produce the 1.5 million tons of DRI. And as far as Angul is concerned, we have set up our own coal gasification plant. As a matter of fact, JSPL, with the commissioning of this plant, becomes the world's largest DRI plant using coal gas.
Okay.
And so I think this is a very major step both for JSPL as well as India as a country. So in India, of course, our first choice would have been the natural gas. But when we found the natural gas that doesn't appear to be a certain option, we chose the other course, which was coal gasification. So we are commissioning this 225,000 cubic meter per hour coal gasification plant in Angul. This should be done latest by early July or middle of July at latest.
All right.
Well, just one final question. Mr. Uppal, you spoke also about increasing your power capacity. I missed the number, but is there a certain confidence that raw material will not be an issue, coal will not be an issue, or you will be able to manage with imported coal? What is the confidence? Because it's very positive to hear someone speaking about expanding power capacity at a time when so many people are stymied with existing capacity.
For a start, I would say that we have right now 2,500 megawatt, which is operating capacity, and during this year we will be commissioning all the 4 units of 600 megawatt, which should mean that by the time financial year comes to close, we would have achieved 5,000 megawatt. Now, out of these 4 units, for 2 of them we have the coal linkage, and for the other 2 units we have to arrange the coal. We have once again made an application for the other 2 units as well. But the good news is that our power projects are absolutely on time, actually ahead of time. We have made more progress than any other units which are entitled to the coal linkage or supply of coal fuel. And I hope the government will take stock of the progress that we have made and consider very sympathetically that we have 4 units capable of delivering 2,500 megawatt, which government should help to bring on stream. So, and that would really help, contribute to at least eliminating, at least reducing and not completely eliminating the power shortage that we have.
That's fair, but it doesn't look like so far the government has been able to solve these kinds of demands that are coming in for coal. In any case, we wish you all the very best. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Uppal, with all those details. All right, let's take a break. We'll have to look at how the F&O market is performing. As well, gold companies, water bashing. We'll try and check, get you more details on that sector as well.